You know, not even weebdom can escape the Sorting Hat. No one escapes the Sorting Hat. What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Katie Pettit, and I know I was gone for like a week, but I kind of graduated, which is a little bit of a big deal. But yeah, I graduated and went on a graduation vacation, so I did not do episodes, but I am back, and if you will recall, before I went on my big break a while ago, my last episode, I told you guys about my newest fandom that I had got into. That would be the fandom of weebdom. I got into anime, specifically the anime My Hero Academia. I gave you my thoughts on season 1. You should go watch it. I really, really am into this show, and I thought I would just do another review of the next season that I watched, but we ended up watching a lot, me and Charlie, and we've watched like 3 other seasons, and I don't really want to do like an episode reviewing 3 seasons and try to fit that all in there. So I'm gonna wait and prepare like separate episodes for each seasons. But I did want to do another episode on it because we have been watching a lot of it, and I'm still really, really enjoying it. And as it happens to all of my fandoms, it just has to happen. It's just inevitable. The characters must be sorted into their Hogwarts houses. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have this tier list things with all the houses, and we're gonna sort them into their houses. I have not prepared on the other sorting videos I did. I had like pretty much already decided their houses. I had it like written and the reasons why. But we're just kind of winging it and going off of just their vibe, because that's pretty much what the houses are about. They're just about the vibe of the character. So let's get into it. And who else could we start out with besides the protagonist, our boy Deku? And I think for me this is a pretty obvious choice. Even though like he has grown, and like I would kind of put him here for the reasons I didn't really like him before, and he has grown, but I still would say that our boy, our good boy, our sweet good boy is a puff. Very, very much a puff. He's just so nice to like everyone for no reason. Like he's nice when he shouldn't be. He's still nice to his to Bakugo. to his Kachan, and he's like, he shouldn't be at this point. Like, it's literally hazardous to his health, and yet he is just so sweet, and he just is very, very emotional. Like, not really emotionally unstable, just like he cries a lot, and he's very open with his emotions. He just wants to be friends with everyone. He's just a good boy. He's just such a good boy. And so yeah, I think he's a pretty solid puff. The next one, we will do his rival, his Bakugo, and he is quite different. I think like if there was like a least house that for Bakugo, it would be Hufflepuff. So Bakugo is actually a little bit difficult because like my gut is saying Gryffindor, because he's just very angry and aggressive, and like just wants to be the best at everything, and wants to be the leader, and just thinks a lot of himself, and is just always like aggressive and loud. Like I just like, it's usually, if they're a loud person, it's usually a pretty good indicator that they're a Gryffindor. That's just a thing that they do, I think. But I think he's definitely got some Slytherin in him, because he is so like driven by this one goal to be the best hero. But I do think that like his overall personality is more Gryffindor. I've seen a lot of people say Slytherin, that's why I'm like hesitant. But to me, just the just like the aggressiveness, the impulsiveness, and like competitive drive is very, very Gryffindor. All right, next we have Uraraka. And you know, I don't. Again, they've like all the characters have like changed since season 1. And I do think she's gotten better. I still don't like her. She still gets on my nerves. And she does that, I think, a very Hufflepuff way. She's the kind of Hufflepuff that like annoys me a little bit, cause like there with each house I'm like more likely to like the character, but there are like ways I can like them and ways I can not like them. And Hufflepuff is probably, besides Gryffindor, is usually the hardest for me to like, I think, actually, but Hufflepuff is like really right next to it, because usually they're just like really like annoyingly positive and like happy and just like in an obnoxious way to me. And just Ochako gives those kind of vibes, and she's just always like happy, and she's like Deku. She's super, super nice to everybody, but she is also very like hardworking and loyal, like Hufflepuffs are. But she's just like a sweet little girl. So she's a puff. Alright, next up we have Ida. And Ida is also kind of complicated. I'm not like completely set on one, because the ones who are right in between Slytherin and Ravenclaw are always so hard, because those houses are so, so close together. And Ida has gone through like a very, so much like character development since the first season, because in the first season I'd be like Gryffindor. He's like the smart nerd who needs order and is weird, so he's Ravenclaw. But like, I don't know, he's gone through so much. I don't even know if you can switch houses. I don't know if that's a thing. Like, I don't want to get too much into like trying to figure out how the houses work, but like, I don't know. He's gone through so much. Like, he punched Deku in the face. Like, I don't know what's going on exactly with this guy. Like, he's very different than he was. But I don't know if that's quite enough to push him into Slytherin for me, because their big thing is ambition and goals driven. So I don't see that to be like as prominent for Ida as just his intelligence and his need for like order and his like just like academic achievements, and also like him being a little bit of a weirdo, you know? Like I think those are the more dominating traits there, so I am going to put him in Ravenclaw. I think he could go Slytherin, but right now he's the Ravenclaw. Okay, next up is Todoroki. This one, I'm pretty sure this boy is just a straight up Slytherin. Again, he's grown and he's kind of a sweet boy now. Like, look at this picture. Look at this little smile. I have been really, really liking him. Just like, he's been smiling so much in the latest episodes we've been watching, and this just makes me happy, because he didn't like smile at all in the first one, because he was a little like emotionally aloof little tsundere. So I'm very happy for him, but still, he has like this one goal. He wants to be a hero. He wants to like be better than his dad and kind of show his dad up. And so that's like, he has all these goals. He's very determined. He's very like, I don't want to say self-centered, because like I just want to like say all the good things about Slytherins, because of how people like always think that that's the bad house, but like, he is very like focused on his own things and his own goals. He's also very like aloof and doesn't naturally gravitate towards people, which I think that can be a very Slytherin or Ravenclaw thing, but for him, I think his vibe is more Slytherin. Like, he's definitely not a Ravenclaw. Like, he's not super into like knowledge and learning and stuff like that, even though he's a very smart boy. But yeah, I think Toto's a Slytherin. I think that's pretty easy. Not as easy as the next one though, because next we have Kirishima, and I don't know how Kiri would be anything else but a Gryffindor. Again, like pretty like more so than Bakugo. One of his most prominent traits is he's just so loud, and he yells everything, and his whole thing is like he's obsessed with like manliness. If that isn't just such a Gryffindor dude thing, like, I mean, I don't know what is. And this is like, I think Kiri's one of the best kinds of Gryffindors, because he's not super obnoxious and aggressive about his own opinions. He's just very like determined and kind of like one note about like being, a hero. And like that could be a Gryffindor thing. It can like get annoying because like they think they are the hero in every situation, kind of like Bakugo. But like kind of wanting to be heroic all the time, or like manly in Kiri's case, I think that's a very Gryffindor thing. Just kind of getting kind of a one-track mind about that kind of thing is very Gryffindor to me. Also, he's just loud and aggressive, and he's very extroverted and all the things. So I think Kiri is a solid Gryffindor. Okay. So next up is Kaminari. And I'm not gonna lie, Denki's kind of confusing for me. This is all happening right now. I haven't thought about this at all. Dang, he's definitely not a Ravenclaw. We can rule that out immediately. Like usually, I have to, usually you don't just rule them out based on like the stereotypes of the houses, but like with Dinky, that's pretty easy because Ravenclaws are smart, and he is like canonically the dumbest character. Like I love Dinky, but like he's just so dumb. Um, and Dinky, even though like he's not like faded into the background or anything, he's definitely hasn't like gotten like it's definitely not as much as any of these guys. He hasn't gotten like a big arc or like a big spotlight. Um, I don't know. So he's a very friendly dude. He's dumb. I'm thinking of his like most prominent traits. He's really friendly. He's dumb. Kind of a player. I don't know what like the player trait usually feels like a Slytherin thing to me, but I don't know. I don't see Denki as a Slytherin. That doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. And he's like really whiny sometimes, and but he's also very like jump into things, kind of like not as much as Kiri or Bakugo, but like he does jump into stuff, and he's like, let's electrocute some things, and he has that kind of way. So like my thoughts are Hufflepuff or Gryffindor. I don't know. Like the whole Baku squad just gives Gryffindor immediately. So like I don't want to put them all in Gryffindor. But to me, Denki leans more Gryffindor than Hufflepuff, I think. Like again, like he is really friendly, but the way that he's friendly is more like Kiri. He's like aggressively like a people person kind of, which is more of a Gryffindor thing. At least I think. So Denki will go in Gryffindor. The whole Baku squad is in Gryffindor, so as is expected. But next we have my absolute favorite. We have Sue. And you know what? I like this might be biased. This is bias. This is bias, but I genuinely do think that I can make a very good case for Sue being a Ravenclaw. Is it because I want her in my house? Yes, that is definitely a reason, but there are more reasons why I think she is Ravenclaw. Like every scene she has been in, she is super level-headed, super like logical, let's make a plan. And then she can execute the plan perfectly. She takes criticism very well, and she always adapts and just learns new things, and she's super smart. Like, she's one of the smartest up there students according to like the like actual grades. She's like one of the smartest up there students, and she is just like she's nice. She is a very good friend, but she also is very blunt, which can be a Gryffindor or a Ravenclaw thing, or like a Slytherin thing. Hufflepuffs aren't usually they're too nice, but like she's blunt in like a Ravenclaw way, where she just kind of states the facts about you, and they might not be super nice sometimes. So like, yeah, I think that's actually like a better case than I thought I was gonna be able to build. I think that Sue is actually pretty, like, solidly a Ravenclaw, actually. You know? I could see the argument for like a Hufflepuff because she is very, very nice. But that's, she is hardworking, loyal, and all that. But I do genuinely think she is more of a Ravenclaw than the other ones. Okay, next we have Mina. And okay. So like I don't like I would have said that I didn't care about her a minute ago, but like she has gotten a little bit more spotlight, even though she is very dumb and also very like aggressively cheerful. I think she's grown on me a little bit. She's kind of fun. I don't hate her. I might even like her, but I like is she just gonna be another of the is she just gonna be like another Gryffindor, just like, okay. I can't see the other houses. Again, it's like Gryffindor or Hufflepuff, and just with the way she's like aggressively cheerful about anything, and she's just like very friendly and outgoing, and like very good at superheroing and very enthusiastic about it, and like she loves doing like super extravagant superhero moves and all that. I think Mina's a Gryffindor. I think that's pretty easy. So we'll put her in Gryffindor. Okay, next is Aoyama. This boy is like the one of the few Slytherins that like I don't like, because Slytherins are usually like I usually think people are Slytherins because they're like very cool, very laid back and chill, and like determined in a not like obnoxious way, but like kind of quietly pursuing their goals kind of way. But Aoyama is a Slytherin because he is so self obsessed and focused on his own little world, and like wants everybody to think that he is amazing as he thinks that he is, which I think is a very Slytherin thing. It's like a bad Slytherin thing. It's not a typical Slytherin thing, but it is a way that they can lean that's not great. So I think that he is I do think he's actually like very Slytherin, just in the bad way. And like it's funny that I say bad way, because like if they was just straight up evil, I probably would like him more than just being a self-absorbed little twink. So, alright. Moving on to Jiro. I like Jiro a lot. I didn't say that in my first review of it. I didn't say anything about Kiri or Dinky either, and I like them a lot. But like I've come to like a lot of characters more. But Jiro especially, she just had her own little arc with the school festival, and she got to sing a really cool song. But I like Jiro. She is an interesting sort, though. I think Slytherin. I feel like it's Slytherin for me more because I don't. It's not like I see so much Slytherin in her. It's just like I see some Slytherin in her, and I don't see too much of anything else in her. Like I see that she has these goals. She wants to be a hero, and she's very, very determined in pursuing that. And like she even tries to make music less important to her in like pursuing that, and she's also very laid back, very chill, not super peoply, but like knows how to get along with people well, I think. And, not afraid to share her opinions, but not in an aggressive Gryffindor way, or not in just like, here's the facts way. She's just kind of like, she kind of does, like, especially with Dinky, she kind of like does it to get on people's nerves a little bit, and so she's kind of, uh, I see more Slytherin than anything else, so we'll go ahead and put her there. I would love to have her in my house, but Ravenclaw's not. I don't think that's a thing that it is. She's not like one of the dumber ones, but she's like very average, not super smart at all. So, okay, the next one is Shoji, and just like, I am so sorry. This, like, I just don't care about this man, like, barely at all. which is mean, but like, they've got a few characters where it's like, I think they've done a good job, like, at least trying to give every character a chance to be, a cool, likable character. And I'm not saying they haven't given Shoji that chance. I'm just not having it. I just don't like him. He's so boring. um, you know, and I just don't know about him. Like, I just haven't paid that much attention to him. He's a nice boy. He's like a gentleman, kind of. He's very chill. Very, very good at superheroing. He always does like the, what is it, reconnaissance? Is that the word? He doesn't do. He's not usually the one like to go in first and fight. He's usually like the eyes, because he can make so many eyes and it's creepy. But I'm not gonna. I don't think Shoji's a Gryffindor. He's not that aggressive and like Gryffindor, and I don't think he's a Ravenclaw. He doesn't strike me as particularly like super logical or smart or loving to know things, or the Ravenclaw things. I don't like Slytherin or Hufflepuff is a weird. That's a weird, like, to have to choose between those two is a weird feeling. I don't know. I just don't know enough about Shoji to really be confident in either one. But to me, he's not like super friendly. He's not just like, I want everybody to be my friend and I'm going to be super nice to everyone. And he's not like very emotional either. He's kind of, he's like way more laid back and chill. So I think Shoji's more of a Slytherin, from what I know. Maybe I'll start to care about him and he'll get sorted differently. But right now, I don't. So he's a Slytherin. Okay, next is Sato. And, okay. So Sato I don't care about either. Sorry. But this one is pretty easy. I think he's very obviously a Gryffindor. He's loud. He likes to punch things. He's loud and he likes to punch. Like, that's it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I find him boring. He does like to bake, which is typically seen as a Hufflepuff thing, but like, that's a very small part. He's just a loud, punchy, aggressive, fired up, let's go kind of dude. He's a lot like Kiri, except boring. Okay. Oh, look, next is Mineta. So, what we're gonna do with Mineta is, so he didn't get into Hogwarts. He was actually, thankfully murdered by Voldemort way before, any of this happened. So let's just, like, throw him in the middle and just get him away out of my line of sight. Okay, perfect. Amazing. We do not condone Mineta here, and we will never. Okay, so next is Coda. I don't care about Coda. But this one again, he's like, he's pretty much exactly like Sato in my thoughts about him. I can tell exactly what kind of character he is. He's not a bad character. I just don't like him. I find him boring. But he is a puff. He's literally like, he speaks to the animals and the animals come to him and he says, "Go, little friends," and it's and he's just a good boy and who likes birds. And why does he always use birds, by the way? Like, I haven't seen him use anything but birds and bugs. So I feel like that's a weird choice, but you do you, bro. So yeah. Okay, next is a character I do care about. I don't know if I like her. I just know she's I don't know, it's really weird. I don't really like her yet, but I do care about her. And I kind of like her. I don't know. I'm pretty undecided on where I stand on Yaoyorozu. Uh but you know, I mean, there's just I feel like I'm not thinking hard enough about this because like this just goes instantly to Ravenclaw. Because Momo is like the smartest person in the class. She's just super smart and she loves to study and she loves to get study sessions together and she is always doing the best in like academically and she's super smart about how she uses her quirk. She's just very smart and you know, that kind of way. I feel like there's also an argument for Puff here though, because she is so sweet and sensitive and, emotional. But like my instinct is just Ravenclaw, and so I'm gonna put her in Ravenclaw. I'm not gonna think too hard about it, because like I don't wanna spend half of this episode me just like pondering Momo, but like I think she's a Ravenclaw. It sometimes it is that easy. So yeah, I think she's a Ravenclaw. Okay, next we have Hagakure. I don't care about Hagakure. But basically she's just a girly pop and she's a Hufflepuff. So yeah, she's pretty easy. Yeah, that's no doubt about it. This is a girly pop Hufflepuff. Okay, next is Tokoyami. I'm chill with Tokoyami. I don't. He's really funny to me, like, but I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I don't know exactly how I feel about him, but like for sorting, okay, like Mr. Revelry in the Dark is gonna be anywhere but Slytherin, um, and like, yeah, I'm pretty much just putting him in Slytherin because he's goth, but like, show me a goth that isn't Slytherin. Like, he's so dark and brooding, and like, he freaking says Revelry in the Dark. Like, what more do you want from me? He said the last episode that me and Charlie watched, he met a fellow goth, and like as they parted ways, he said, "Long live eternal darkness." And I'm just like, boy, the goths are gothing hard right now, and it's hilarious. So yes, this absolute, complete, and utter goth is a Slytherin. Okay, next we have Saro, and I kind of like feel like I should like Saro, but I'm pretty sure that's just because he's part of the Baku squad, and other than that, he's kind of lame. I don't think I would even care, like, if he died, which I can't say that. I regret saying that every time I've, like, said, I don't really like this person, I hope they die, they have. So, maybe I shouldn't have said that about Saro. I'm sorry, I take it back, because the last time I did that, it ended up being really, really sad. But Saro, he's very like he don't got much to him right now as far as I'm seeing. What even what is this guy's deal? He's just kind of dumb and nice and I don't know. I just feel like he's a Pufflepuff. I just feel like he's a Hufflepuff. Like, no, everybody in the Hufflepuff column, except for Deku, is somebody I just don't really like. And that's no insult to Hufflepuffs. Like, I have no beef with Hufflepuffs. Some of my best friends are Hufflepuffs. But, like, just, that tends to happen. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Hufflepuff tends to get the people I'm, like, not that into, not that caring about. So, yeah. He's gonna be a puff. For that very reason. Oh my gosh. Ojiro is just he's just like the culmination of, wow, you exist. And that's about it. Like, I'm so sorry, Ojiro. I know you do stuff and you do it well, but I don't care. Um, Ojiro, what even, like, again, he's so similar to Sarah, like, not in personality, I think they do have very different personality, but he's so similar in the way that I see him, it's just like, what is his thing? Like, what's up with him? I don't really know. And it's, like, probably because I'm not paying enough attention. He seems really chill. Seems like a chill dude. He's a friendly guy. He's not mean. He's really good at, like, he's really good at, fighting and using his tail and all of that. Hmm. Wait, why do I get Slytherin vibes? Is that just me? Is this just I don't know. Now I'm between Slytherin and Hufflepuff again, which is just a crazy matchup. But okay, I really don't know with Ojiro. I don't know. Dude, my gut says Slytherin. My gut says Slytherin. I don't think, like, look at this boy. This doesn't look like the face of a Slytherin. He should be a buff. But you know what? I think I'm gonna put him in Slytherin. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but, like, that's where he's going. So that's how it is. All right. Next up, we have. I'm kind of switching. So that's Class 1A. Pretty sure that's all of them. So we're kind of switching. The next few people will just be the section I have called other children, so, like, assorted children. Even though, like, Mirio 100% seems like an adult to me. Like, I don't believe he's in high school. Like, but whatever. Mirio, like, I really, really want to dislike him, and a lot of times I do, because he's so positive, and it's so annoying. Like, he's always smiling. I started liking him more, like, when he stopped smiling all the time. But I love his big brother instincts. That's great. So that's the only thing that's, like, keeping me from just not liking him. But Mirio is, I'm thinking Gryffindor or Hufflepuff. He's not loud, like, aggressively, like Kiri or Bakugo, but he is a loud dude, I feel like. And I don't know, but, like, the positivity, just the overwhelming positivity, and, like, alright, I gotta get back up and gotta look at the bright side of things, and, all of that. I don't know what my voice just tried to do. But, like, that's a very Hufflepuff thing, and he's just very nice and very loyal, and I don't know. Also, I feel like some big brother instincts are kind of they give puff to me. So I think I'm gonna put Mirio in Hufflepuff. Okay, cool. And then the next is Nejire, and I think she's just a puff as well. Like, I don't really like her that much. All I can see is that she's, like, a nice, upbeat, total airhead who likes to help people. So I think she's a puff. But next, of the assorted children, the first one that I like, and like is not a strong enough word, this is my good depression boy Amajiki, and I love him, and I like that he has all of the depression and social anxiety, and I love him's ears, so that's not a weird thing to say. I think he has nice ears. But sorting him, I don't know. I feel like the initial vibes are Slytherin, but I really want him to be in Ravenclaw, and I think there's a good case for it. I feel like Slytherins, to me, are usually very confident. Like, they know their own abilities, and he's not confident. Like, he has very, very little confidence, even though he's really good. And I think that's actually a very Ravenclaw thing. Being really good at something and not being confident in it, or at least, like, visibly confident, or like, like, well, like, I don't have a good example, but, like, being really good at something, but not being very confident. I feel like that's a Ravenclaw thing, because I feel like Ravenclaws are good at just so many things, but they don't have that same confidence and like drive for something as Slytherins do, so they can be just like unconfident for like no reason. So I think that's a very Ravenclaw thing. I don't know how smart he is, but I don't know. Just like I feel like having mental having some sort of like mental problems is just a Ravenclaw thing. Because we are so like brain focused that like our brain can screw up sometimes. So I feel like Amajiki is a Ravenclaw, and I'm so happy to have him. Like yeah, he's great. He's a Ravenclaw. Yeah. All right. So next is Shinso, who has just like we've seen 2 episodes where he's suddenly relevant again after the sports festival. But I decided to add him because obviously they're gonna make him a character and make him uh important. So I thought I'd go ahead and sort him because I think it's pretty easy. I do think this is a Slytherin boy. I like him, but like I think he's a Slytherin. He's got his goal. He wants to be a hero, even though like it just doesn't seem like he doesn't have a heroic quirk. It's rough. He has to do a lot for it, but he's going to do a lot. And he's pretty. He's like I'm gonna be a hero, and he knows what he could do, and he's good at it, and he's trying to be like, I don't even need friends like to do this. I'm just gonna do it all by myself, which is a very Slytherin thing. But now like he's already 2 episodes in, and I'm pretty sure he already has a bestie. Like he hasn't reciprocated it, but Denki is definitely trying to be his best friend, and they are going to be best friends. It's gonna be like Deku and Todoroki or Bakugo and Kiri. They're just that's Denki is his Deku or Fury, so yeah. But I think he's a Slytherin, just a driven, goal-oriented, aloof Slytherin. Okay, now we're done with the children, and we're gonna do just a few adults, and yeah, we don't have that many adults, but like we're gonna do the adults now. And so first of all, we're going to start off with obviously the most important adult in the series, and that is Aizawa. Oh, you thought it was All Might. Okay, yeah. All Might is not the father of these 20 children. And yeah, he hasn't done nearly as much for them as Aizawa, I'm just saying. But yeah, so, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. So like he does give off very Slytherin vibes. I will admit it. He gives very like kind of Todoroki season 1 similar vibes, not the same, but like similar, like comparable. He's very chill. Doesn't really like socialization. He's kind of aloof. He's a little bit blunt and kind of not mean, but like he just says some things that are like, okay, you have to say that. And he's like really, really good at stuff and is not like, he's not Amajiki about it. So, all of those things are true. But like this man, he's all about being rational and logical in his decisions. He always like that's the thing he always criticizes people for is that they're being irrational. He does all these little rational deceptions to help his class grow, and he's obviously very, very smart. And just the fact that he's not always like jumping in and showing off how good he is at being a superhero, even though he's so good at it. Like Slytherins can be very like they're very chill most of the time, but usually they do want to show how good they are at something if they're super good at it. Like Todoroki, like he always is, front lines in a fight, and he always like goes right into it. And Aizawa is like he's not a famous dude. Like he's not one of the more famous heroes, but he's still really, really good at being a hero. So I think he's a Ravenclaw for those reasons. I'm more having to prove to you, like, why he isn't a Slytherin and why he is a Ravenclaw. But this is Mr. Rational Deception. He's all about the logic and making rational choices, and he's not, uh, he's not willing to, like, baby people because he knows, like, he knows the facts and he just knows what reality is, and so he's kind of mean sometimes, but, like, that's kind of a Ravenclaw thing. We be that way sometimes. So I think he's a Ravenclaw, and I want him in my house because he's Aizawa. That's what I call him. So next we have All Might. It should be easy. I do kind of feel like since he has, like, that whole, well, now he's lost his power, like, forever, so he's mostly not this. But, like, when he had, like, the kind of, he was half this, big strong man right here, half the time he was that, and then half the time he's, like, just, like, skinny, kind of over it, much more chill kind of guy, and it kind of felt like two different personalities, but I still think he's just, like, a Gryffindor. I think that he's kind of easily a Gryffindor. Like, I don't know. It's hard with his when he's Small Might. It's hard to pinpoint, but just, like, that, having that entire whole persona that's, like, super loud and haha, and I'm the hero and I'm super strong and I'm gonna punch you in the face. Having that whole personality, even if he isn't totally like that when he's Small Might, like, I still feel like he's a Gryffindor. So we're gonna put him in Gryffindor. Okay, next, I did throw President Mike in here because Charlie said to, and because he's funny, and I like him. Yeah, this man is a loud, obnoxious, goofy Gryffindor. Very simple. I don't even think I need to continue. So, we won't. Okay, next, I wasn't gonna include this guy, but this is one of the, like I was saying before, when I said that I didn't care if, who was it? Sarah died? When I said I didn't care if he died, I was like, I can't say that. This is Night-Eye. I think I manifested his death accidentally, because, like, I saw him and I was just rubbed the wrong way immediately. He looked so boring and just ugly. And I was just like, ugh. I was like, I hope he dies. Because, like, well, apparently Best Jeanist is alive now, but, like, I thought that he was dead, which was hilarious, because I was like, I don't like Best Jeanist. Like, he's annoying. I hope he dies. And then, like, 2 episodes later, he got exploded, and I thought he died, but he didn't. But Night-Eye, I was like, oh, I don't like him. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Best Jeanist. I'm gonna be like, I hope he dies, and he's gonna die. But then they had to go and, like, develop his character and make him kind of likable. And then he did die, and it was so sad. Like, I was so confused. I was like, how did I go from, like, not liking you at all to, like, just, like really wishing that you were not dead right now. But all of that said, while he was alive, I think he was a Ravenclaw. Just very smart, very logical, very kind of matter of fact, blunt, and like, not nice. And yeah, but, like, still good at stuff. Also, I just feel like he looks like a Ravenclaw. Like, I feel like his character design feels like Ravenclaw for some reason. It's not just the glasses, but, like, it's his whole vibe. It just feels Ravenclaw. I don't know how to explain it, but I think he's pretty solidly a Ravenclaw. And I would have said I didn't want him in my house, but then I killed him. So now I feel bad, and I'm honored to have him in my house. Okay, next is Midnight. I didn't really want to put her on there, but I thought, what the heck? Why not do dumb things? And so, I think Midnight is a Slytherin. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't really want to because of Midnight, how she is. But, like, I just feel like she's a Slytherin. She's kind of a creep. Just a weirdo. And I just feel like she's a Slytherin and I don't want to talk about it. So, next. Next is Endeavor. So my first thought was with the flames on his face and everything, that just gives Gryffindor, but I do think that he is also a Slytherin because he's not just like mean and loud, like not loud. He's not like just mean and aggressive and what's the word for just like, I don't know. He's not the way he is just for like the sake of being that way, but like cuz a lot of his just like obvious like personality traits seem kind of Gryffindor, I feel like, but he does all these things because he has like this goal in mind. Like he wants to earn the number one hero and he wants to be the strongest and that's like his goal. And so everything else comes second to that, including his children because he sucks. Endeavor sucks. He's trying to do better. That's great for him, but he still sucks. So yeah, just like having this one goal that everything takes a backseat to, especially in a negative way, is a very Slytherin thing. With no disrespect to Slytherins, I love them, but that is a Slytherin thing. So, Endeavor, I think, is a Slytherin. Just like his son. But his son is way better at it because he sucks so bad. So, alright. Next, even though I've known him for like 2 episodes as well, I wanted to sort Hawks because I really like Hawks. He came in and I was like, this guy is a jerk. I love him. He's just like, I think so. He's a Slytherin. He's a Slytherin and he's a pretty, like, he's my favorite kind of Slytherin, I think. He's just like, he's kind of cocky. He's like cocky and chill and laid back, but also just like so good at everything. And like he's like, I know I'm good at stuff, and he's just confident, maybe a little arrogant, and just like and like very funny in like a dry, laid back kind of way. And I just love it. I love his whole vibe. And Hawks is great, and he's a Slytherin. Would love to have him in Ravenclaw, but this time like bias is not going to push it as far as it needs to go. He's just too Slytherin. So, yeah. Slytherin for Hawks. Alright, so next we have a few, like, obviously not all of the villains, because there's a lot, and I don't care about all of them. But we have a few of the villains, and I feel like they're just all gonna be Slytherin. Like, I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, I feel like these just are all straight up Slytherin bad guys, which is fine sometimes. I mean, we love a non-Slytherin bad guy. It's fun and it's different, but like sometimes it's just straight up Slytherin bad guy. They have a goal in mind and it's bad and they do bad things to get it because Slytherins get very focused on their goal. So, you know, it's a Slytherin thing, and I definitely think Shigaraki is that as a villain. He sees this, he wants this one thing. Like, he wants to kill All Might, and that's like his whole deal. So he's doing whatever it takes and not caring what happens as he tries to get to that goal. So, and he also he like knows how to manipulate people, but he also doesn't really care about people. So, which is the Slytherin thing. So like, I think Shigaragi's just like a straight up, like, pretty basic Slytherin. Okay, next is Toga. I like Toga. I like her in a villain way. Obviously, she's not a good person, but, like, I like her. And, you know, maybe she could be different, because, like, what if Toga was a Ravenclaw? Now, hear me out. It's just for me whenever I see, like, a crazy person, like, just a straight up crazy person type character, my first instinct is Ravenclaw. Because if anybody has mental issues, it's us. I feel like just being eccentric, and sometimes to an extreme point, I just feel like it's a very Ravenclaw thing, and that's her main deal. So, I mean, obviously there's a case for Slytherin, but like, I'm gonna put Toga in Ravenclaw. I like Toga. I'll have her in my house. Okay. So next is Dobby. I like Dobby. I like Dobby very much. I have a theory about Dobby, and I'm not gonna say it. I don't know why. I'm just not gonna say it, just in case somebody happens to spoil it. I don't even know if any of you watch this show. But, like, in case somebody does and they're, like, gonna spoil it, I'm not gonna say my theory about him, but I think I have a really good, correct theory about Dobby. But anyway, I think he's a Slytherin. Because all of that's not relevant right now. I just like him. I think he's a lot like Hawks, actually. Just kind of, like, cocky, chill, laid back, smug. And this time he's a bad guy, so he's even more Slytherin. No offense, sorry, Slytherins, but, like, you know what I mean. And I think that's, like, he's just he's like a cool Slytherin villain. He's not like, I wouldn't say he's the stereotypical Slytherin villain. He's like the stereotypical Slytherin that I like, but as a villain. So I think that's pretty easy. So twice, I feel like twice is like Toga. They're both just mentally unstable people, and that's their main shtick. So, I feel like I want to put Twice in Ravenclaw because of the psychosis and whatnot. Or the multiple personality disorder. It can be anything with us Ravenclaws. You never know. I feel like he's just a mentally ill Ravenclaw, and we love that. We love the mentally ill Ravenclaws. Yep. Heck yeah. So, we're gonna put him in Ravenclaw. And the last one I will be sorting today is All for One. I feel like he just a Slytherin. Like, he's a Slytherin in, like, the Shigaraki way. Shigaraki kind of way. Like, he has a goal, it's a bad goal, so he does bad things. I feel like he's pretty basic, not gonna lie. So, yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all of them. I know there's, like, all these people, but guess what? I don't care about these people. So, these are the houses that I have decided, and I think I did a great job here. Like, I got Ravenclaw. This showed great Ravenclaw representation, honestly. There's, like, so few great Ravenclaw characters and so few things that have, like, all of these awesome Ravenclaw characters, and this does. And I love it. So, yeah, this is the sorting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe or follow or do all those things. Make sure to comment if you would have changed any of these. You're wrong, but, like, go ahead and comment. And I will see you again next time. Bye bye.